Students, now let us talk about those contracts in which we have make to stock situation. So in this situation, it would not be the manufacturer who would be initiating the contract. Now, what is make to stock situation? Make to stock situation is when retailer would be placing an order, but it would remain uncertain to the manufacturer. Now, you would say that how is this possible? Because in that case, manufacturer would actually initiate a contract and he will incentivize the retailer, and in return, retailer would be increasing the quantity, or he would be able to tell the certain level of quantity which the manufacturer needs to produce, and of course he will be achieving the economies of scale. पॉसिबल है, पॉसिबल तब है जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी हैव अ कैपेसिटी रिजर्वेशन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. सिर्फ सिचुएशन को you need to look at the situation first. Now the situation is such that there are competing retailers for one specialty manufacturer. Now what is a specialty manufacturer? Specialty manufacturer is the one who would have some limited capacity with him, but at the same time, there are so many retailers who want his product. This is especially true for the manufacturers of electronic products or electronic components. Now, before time, taking advantage of the lead time, competing retailers would place order with the manufacturer. Manufacturer will reserve the capacity for different retailers. Now, as the forecast with the retailers was not good, it had forecast error with it. We have talked about it that for EDLP like products, the forecast error could be up to 40%. So retailers, what would be the behavior of the retailers? Retailers would be inflating their forecast. So because of inflated forecast, when some time lapse and manufacturer wants a confirmed order from the retailers, होता क्या है? Manufacturer एक minimum maximum range जो है वो retailer ने अपना एक forecast place किया, which is not a true order, we call it a soft order. After some period of time, he has to confirm the quantity. Now when he is confirming the quantity, he will give the true forecast then. So retailer actually hide the information. He inflates it. Why he inflates it? Because he thinks that when he is confirming the order, the forecast will be accurate and he might require that much of a quantity. The other thing is because they are competing retailers, he wants to drive out the other retailers by inflating the forecast so that manufacturer would be reserving more quantity for that retailer. Now what actually happens when these retailers are confirming their orders? They will tell the true forecast, which in most of the situations would be lower than the forecast which they have told before. Before order place क्यों किया जाता है? ताकि लीड टाइम का एडवांटेज लिया जा सके. Confirmation or update of that forecast actually tells what is the real quantity required. Now, the manufacturer is actually facing two types of retailers in this situation. There are retailers whose forecast would be as like the quantity confirmed. And there would be retailers whose forecast would be actually inflated ones. So when they are confirming, they would be confirming, मैंने order place किया 1000 का soft order. After 10 days उसे जब confirm करना था तो मैंने कहा अब मेरा forecast 700 का है. So what actually happens? Manufacturer facing these type of retailers actually have excess capacity with them. Now as they are specialty manufacturers, they can actually sell that excess capacity to different other retailers. But now the lead time is shorter. The cost of logistics would be higher in terms of inbound, in terms of manufacturing, as well as outbound. So what does actually happen? It's not a win-win situation for the manufacturer, even the manufacturer is the specialty manufacturer. So this is actually a make to stock supply chain situation. Because when the soft order was placed, manufacturer was still uncertain about the type of retailer he is facing. So retailer could be of Y type, that means whatever he tells is true, or retailer could be of X type. He might be lying in terms of his forecast and he would actually inflate it. So does manufacturer has any mechanism to sort out these type of retailers? और एक चीज याद रखिएगा, चूंकि ये लॉन्ग टर्म बिहेवियर है, स्ट्रेटेजिक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हैं, एक रिटेलर एक दफा शायद वाई टाइप शो कर दे, दैट मीन्स he would be placing an order and confirming it as it is. लेकिन most of the time he would be behaving like an X type retailer. So whatever he places is actually inflated. So whatever he confirms is actually lower than that. And manufacturer has to sell that excess capacity at a higher cost. So what type of remedy could be there? Now here, retailer would actually tell the manufacturer that he is of Y type. How would he tell? He would actually go for some contracts which are like capacity reservation contracts or advance purchase contracts. So what is the mechanism of such type of a contract? Let us discuss it. Buyers actually pays to reserve certain level of capacity at the supplier or manufacturer. This is important. A menu of prices for different capacity reservation provided by supplier, and buyer signals true forecast by reserving a special capacity level. Now what is this? At the first, when you are placing a soft order, retailer or buyer will ask the manufacturer to go for a capacity reservation contract. Now what is this? I will reserve some capacity with you and I will pay some certain level of amount. 10 rupees per unit is, let's say, is the total price. At the reservation, if I reserve 1000 units, I will pay you, let's say, 2 rupees per unit charge. What is this? I have reserved the capacity by paying some amount. This will actually mitigate the risk of the manufacturer in terms of excess capacity. At the same time, manufacturer gets the signal from the retailer that he is the one who is telling the true forecast. So in case, if when he's confirming the order, if he goes for a smaller quantity, let's say 1000 की capacity reserve की थी and he goes for 800, then manufacturer has no reason to believe that he was lying or he was trying to take advantage or by driving out the other competing retailers. Why? Because if he reserves 800 at that point of time, then the reservation price of 200 units paid by the retailer at the start, that is for all 1000, but 800 he reserves, 200 are the ones which are now in excess, the reservation price would be taken up by the manufacturer. So whatever loss would be incurring to the manufacturer would be compensated by that reservation price. This is important. Now if he sells the excess capacity to other retailer with a shorter lead time, he will still make profit. This would be a win-win situation, but the capacity reservation contracts, it only works when there is a specialty manufacturer or there is one manufacturer with competing retailers. One form of it is also known as advance purchase contract. Supplier charges special prices before building capacity. This is something same in same terms like reserving your capacity. When demand is realized, price charge is different. Buyer's commitment to paying the special price actually reveals the buyer's true forecast. There is now no reason to believe that retailer was lying at first, because he will get a loss if he goes for a lower quantity when he is confirming the order. Let us take some of the important points of capacity reservation contract. Buyers prepays a relatively small fraction of the product price upfront. That is the reservation price. Supplier commits to reserve capacity up to a certain level. Initial payment is the reservation price or premium. If buyer does not exercise the option, the initial payment is lost. Buyer can purchase any amount of supply up to the option level by paying an additional price, that is the execution price or the exercise price. ये actual price है उसकी unit की. Agreed at the time of the contract is signed. So the total price would be the reservation price plus the execution price, typically higher than a unit price in a long-term contract. It is actually higher than a long-term contract. Sometimes capacity reservation contracts are called non-strategic contracts because time and again the total price could change in this contract. So there is another name for capacity reservation contract or advance purchase contract, that is option contracts. So in option contracts, you actually buy the option. So you have an option of going for 1000 units. Now, how much do you exercise or execute? That might be 800, 900. So the option price of those units which you reserved but you didn't exercise would be lost. So this is the basic essence of some make to stock situation in a supply chain, and capacity reservation contract or advance purchase contract or option contract are the type of contracts which can be executed at that point of time to mitigate the risk of inventory with either player. Thank you.